All right, welcome back, Pokemon Go players, to another episode of the Purified podcast. Today is August 18, 2022. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Grace.
Hey, it's your boy, Pokemon Trigger, please. Oh my gosh, has it been a long week? But yeah, it's always action packed.
Oh, definitely. It's not a lot going on in the world of Pokemon Go and the world of normal life, I guess. Because, we gotta have a normal life for everything, somehow.
Yes, sir. Can't be playing Pokemon Go all the time, sadly.
I can. I don't know if you can.
Oh my.
But it is what it is when it comes down to it. How you been? Like, what you got? What you got for me?
Been good, been good.
Yeah.
Mostly only able to play like a super big amount when it's my days off. But definitely not disappointed with the game because I definitely put a lot into it when I'm on my days off. I will say the Adventure Incense is a very big drive to set me out there.
Yeah.
So like I'll just get up early, go to the park, and just walk around. Um, I will say the events almost feel like a double-edged sword.
Why?
Because it just feels like you're almost getting the bird chance lowered, which can be pretty rough.
True, but even what it is, unfortunately, the rates on the birds have been abysmal, to say the least, when it comes down to it. Just,
Oh yeah.
Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people who actually were able to and being lucky about the legendary birds spawning on their instance, but man, oh man, it's just been harder and harder to just even get the motivation when you can't even encounter one. So
Yeah, don't get me wrong though. I always say when people haven't had a bird run from them, they're lucky. I'm very hopeful that when you do have a bird encounter, it won't run from you. Because like even Sea Bunny, she's seen two, but she's had two run. So I know that's very disheartening too. So for people out there that haven't seen a bird yet, I wish you guys the best of luck. That when you do see one, you get them triple ball shakes. So yeah, hopefully we come back next week and Pure Lighter is flexing his bird on me.
Oh god. I haven't done mine today, and I wanted to go out before
Oh,
the podcast, but unfortunately it started to rain, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll do it after the podcast.
yo, yeah, grab that umbrella. Grab that umbrella, even if it's sprinkling.
Swimming with the umbrella is like, I gotta get this Pokemon. Anyways.
Get out the canoe.
Definitely. Well, we started a little early when it comes down to it, but we're here once again to talk about Pokemon Go news, updates, and ranting about the game because we love the game just as much as everybody else. And remind everybody that we are part of the Professor Network. Please check us out, professornetwork.com/purified podcast. Wonderful people to work with every single time. Ken, Adam, Jamal, everybody from both Lurap to the Wayfarers podcast. Wonderful people to work with every single day. So check them out. Make sure we're here for them. And we're here to work with them every day.
Yes, sir.
Again, it's been an interesting week. We're just about the end of the bug out event, which technically we can finally give our ratings to, even though I think we did already on the last podcast, but I will just remind everybody that we did at the end of the day. Since it was basically still going on by the time, or it started by the time we actually, we had the last podcast. We also have the World Championship event going on in Pokemon Go. Plus, of course, the World Championship is happening right now in London. Very exciting because there's actually a lot to cover. Not much that I could see, but since the day of what I started and what I could see, it's just an incredible support from the community saying, hey, Pokemon Go is here. It's time for it to shine. It's his first appearance into a world stage. well, first-ish, I guess, when it comes down to it. But it's just one of those things that you're super excited, and the community has shown so much support when it comes down to it. So we'll go ahead and we'll do a little recap of what we have seen, what we've been able to get, maybe some codes if people are still out there. If not, then we have all weekend for it. And we'll just talk about a small little piece of news, mostly because again this week has been centered about the World Championships and nothing more aside from the Bug-Out event. We haven't had much news. GoFest finale is happening next weekend. And then, of course, we have the season of Go ending pretty soon, which we still probably won't get more news until the next week or so when it comes down to it. Either so, let's recap. What did we get this week? It's been a wild one. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Plus, I think Community Day too, right? I think we forgot about talking about that.
I don't remember if we talked about Zigzagoon Calm Day. I don't think so. I definitely got a little bit to talk about.
Right.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I mentioned the perfect pincer, but I'm just gonna talk about it again. I did get another perfect pincer, just in case I didn't talk about it last podcast. I already had it, so it wasn't that crazy to get, but I am always happy to see a hundo.
Yep.
I got a few new shiny Zigzagoons. I wasn't able to get that many. I literally only caught 60 at work, and I was blessed to get 3 shinies. One of them was a 5, 12, 14 shiny, which was all right, so I evolved that one. The second one I got was so bad, it was giving me the middle finger of IVs. And then the last one I got was a 15, 14, 14 shiny. I was like, yeah, you're coming home with me.
Yeah, definitely.
So I evolved that one. If I ever decide to make one for Master League, it's definitely going to be that one.
Nice.
But after that, I was lucky enough to actually go plus a shiny Spinnerack, which was another repeat. Not the bug I was particularly looking for, but a very good shiny, so I'm not disappointed.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I actually got 2 shinies while I was on my Adventure Incense walk today. Funny enough. Or actually, no. I got one yesterday and then one today. The one yesterday wasn't from the actual incense, though. It was just during the incense walk.
Okay. Yeah. So
I happened to get one that wasn't from the incense, a Roselia. Always happy for that one, even though a lot of us have a few of that one because it did have a event where it was pretty boosted for. And then I actually today from the Adventure Incense I got a shiny Mudkip, which caught me off guard. Not the craziest one, but definitely appreciated. I got a few pretty interesting Pokemon. I got a really nice IV for PvP Great League, Shadow Shinx.
Okay.
And a really good Scraggy. I still got to check its ranking, but it's a 5, 13, 15. Love seeing them in the wild right now. A bunch of really cool ones. My favorite spawn, though, I told you about this yesterday, a 15, 15, 13 Pseudo-Wudo Shadow. I'm very tempted to make this thing for Ultra League, but yeah, I definitely don't have the extra large candy.
Purify it.
Yeah, I gotta get that Purified hundo. Get that extra
oof.
But I'm very excited to hear about the 10 hundos you got, and all the shinies.
No,
a few of them. I know a few of them that you're gonna say.
Yeah, no, definitely. For shiny count today, I think we did. I don't know. I think we did actually talk about how many shiny Zigzagoons we got. I got 19 shiny Zigzagoons. 19, and then I also got a 14, 15, 15 shiny Scyther from the Mega Raids. So that's my second 98 shiny Scissor. Because, you know, it likes me as a 98 for some reason. Then I did get from this field, or not field research, but the breakthrough box, I did get my shiny Stunfisk. I think it's the second one I already have, so I can trade at least one of them. This one is actually very good. It's at 15, 14, 15, 13, 15, so very good. I do have the Hondos, so that will work eventually if I get enough extra large candies for the Ultra. And then I actually traded for a shiny Hoot, which a friend of mine said I didn't get any 6 seconds, and he said I have like 6 Hoots, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can trade you one then. Wow. So I evolved it to a Noctowl, and I'm like happy about that. So aside from that, I mean, nothing too much in the category of normal shinies when it comes down to it. As for Hondos, even today I got a Hondo actually, which was kind of funny. But I did actually get 2 Hondos. One of them was another hatched Hondo from the, I believe it was the Adventure Sing egg. So I got a Hondo Shieldon. I didn't think I forgot to post it somewhere in our Discord. But I did get a Hondos, one of those again, which is like my third one now. So surprisingly enough, I have enough for everything. And then today, field research, I get a Hondo Bagon, which is the second Hondo Bagon I ever got it. And it's been quite a struggle to get this one for sure. But I definitely already have my Hondo, so I'm just lucky to have it as an extra one for the Hondo decks if I ever get to become one. And still pretty cool. I like it. So that's actually it for my hauls. You think that it would be more impressive, but no. My daily instance definitely has not deal any good stuff. That was actually, I think it was yesterday, where for the very first time I'm able to play and walk around when it's windy weather. And I'm just like, okay, this has to be my chance, my big chance to at least encountering one. No, I didn't get shit again. Like I probably I saw two and something. What?
I literally waited for the weather to change today to cloudy, because I was like, I'll wait till one of them's weather boosted, so I'll have a better chance. And I think it kind of backfired, because I was like, oh yeah, I'll definitely get the Galarian Zapdos. And literally the event right now is like all fighting Pokemon. So I'm curious if that kind of screwed it up. Like,
I believe that just by looking into it, and I want to sneeze, so I'm sorry for the face. Okay. I hope that nobody can hear that, but I think of it. Thank you. Well, we'll explain a little bit when it comes down to it. Also, Mr. Tyree K. Hill, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being a brand new listener. If you want to stay and listen for sure. So when it comes to the daily instance, I mean, we keep talking about this because again, it's such a good feature. It's just not worth it for us right now. Because every time we're about to actually have an event, it just boosts the spawns of that event. And it's just crazy in the end of the day. So we just got out of the bug event, and every time you do the instance, you always get all the bugs events. You may get a rare one here and there, but of course, you know, it doesn't happen. We have vanilla spawns happening, or the season of go vanilla spawns, just like a lot of people mentioned. And still nothing happens. And now we got Wolves event, and all the fighting types are happening, so we're just unlucky when it comes down to it. We're just really unlucky. I'm super unlucky.
Yeah, I really don't think we're gonna have any like breathing room to have like quote unquote vanilla spawns until maybe like after Worlds. We'll have like a day or two hopefully. But
well,
I mean,
Worlds,
some people don't like that.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you want a better chance at getting the Galarian birds, I really think that's your best chances when we don't have an event going on. Personally.
True. I mean, Worlds itself is happening from, or at least the event itself is happening from the 18th to the 1st. So it's only a small little event window when it comes down to the event. Yeah, 18th to the 21st. Actually, to the 23rd. So we actually have until Tuesday to actually do like the whole event stuff and everything. So again, not bad. It's just that, of course, after that we have that whole week, or at least that week before the weekend. Since the Saturday is Golf Fest finale, we have 4 days of vanilla spawns. Nothing happening in between. Of course, we won't know if we have any more news until next week. But we'll see how it goes, because again, we're almost ending, and the finale should basically be the finale of everything. We may just get vanilla spawns until the end of the month. We may get a surprise event before anything ends, but again, everything should, if anything, just correlate that we're ending this summer. And it's been a long summer for sure. It's been a long summer.
No off switch, man.
No, it's definitely not. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Now let's recap basically. I guess first and foremost, we want to actually finish up on the Bug Out event. I want to say it was a good event. Plenty of spawns, plenty of things to do between the raids and research, wild spawns, everything. There was actually almost everything, everything for everybody. Of course, there were any eggs, which I'm happy about, because I don't think I want to get a Caterpie out of the 10k egg or something. And of course, there was the whole you battle with 3 people on a raid, the spawns happening on each specific day, which actually kind of didn't help during spotlight hours and other places, because it would just override the actual spawns.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny when it comes down to it. But in the end of the day, it's not a bad thing. You just needed to know when and how to play at the end of the day. It was just a miscommunication in the end of the day for that. So,
Yeah, for people that don't know how the swarm mechanic works, and I know that's just what I've been hearing it called. Like when 3 people or more fight, and there's an event going on with the swarms. So like during the bug out event, you defeat it with 3 or more on a certain day, and then Venipede would spawn more. What that actually means is that all of the spawns within that area would switch to Venipede. So if you caught all the Pokemon in that area, you'd have to wait for a new spawn to actually see a Venipede.
yeah.
Or vice versa. If you didn't catch anything, then they would all become Venipede. I don't know if that means if it would get, a brand new shiny chance since it is a new Pokemon. I'm assuming it would. I haven't seen a lot of testing into that yet. But if we have more of the swarming mechanic in the future, which I'm assuming it's going to be a part of every community day now, it's very recommended, to not catch any Pokemon now. Even though I don't think on Calm Days they're going to replace the Community Day Pokemon with a new Community Day Pokemon. I think it's just going to spawn more in that case.
Definitely. It just really depends on how well they can perfect this kind of mechanic they're trying to push into their daily lives and the kind of thing. Now, remember, it usually is 3 people. Now, these days, it's super hard to even get 3 people to actually do a raid. However, if the Pokemon... however, during events or community days or something like that, it does help out, but it overrides for everybody, not just one person. So maybe they can focus it on having it for one person or the people who actually do the raid, or maybe they can focus it more onto how exactly, whoever actually made the raid or anything like that. It doesn't matter. I mean, it just hopefully it's a little bit helpful in that regard, So hopefully that gets somewhat fixed in the future. In the end of the day.
Yeah, it's kind of rough that they have to be in person too. That it can't be remote.
Oh yeah, but that's the point of incentivizing that you gotta go out and play the game.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I definitely feel like them trying to give more reasons to actually go out instead of using remote raid passes all the time.
Right.
I do think that's a good thing. But 3. It's a bit rough. It is a bit rough. Like if they gave us a little bit of leeway, 2 people, and then have a 1 remote pass count, just a little bit of slack. I still feel like that would be sufficient, but only time will tell. I don't think 3 is impossible, just a pretty rare occurrence for us.
I mean, when it comes down to actually getting 3 people to do it, it's not a hard thing. It's just depending on how many friends you have. So, or at least friends who are around the area with you. Now, you and I, we can just coordinate and be like, let's go ahead and get this done, But
yeah,
if we get somebody else to come in, it's just like, okay, why, who, and when do we usually meet up? It's easier to coordinate with one person than to do it with 2 different people. So, it's interesting when it comes down to it. People are saying that your mic is low for some reason. I'm trying to figure that out, actually.
You can just turn me up on Discord.
Oh, yeah, that's probably why. Had to do a little bit of changes in this.
Wow, rude.
Well, no, it was just for me, basically.
No, it's all good.
I think that helps out, and I can just lower myself a little bit here. But anyways, thank you very much for everybody who watches this stream. He's trying to start singing. But no, it's just, again, it was just a matter of
gotta fight the power.
I know, right?
Oh, no.
It's just allergies right now. I got something on my nose that just don't want to go away. Anyhow, but yeah, it was a good event. I want to say I want to give it an 8 out of 10. If they would have released maybe the Pokemon that I wanted, it would have been a 10 out of 10. But
Volcarona would have made that an easy 10.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It wouldn't be anywhere close.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, that's how things are these days when it comes down to it. Man, everybody in the chat is so trolly.
Taro making me laugh.
I know, right? How about hashtag get a new host?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, replace trigger. But yeah, I will say, you and I were very surprised to see that Vikavolt actually reaches some pretty high numbers in Master League.
The
making
Vikavolt.
it, one of the higher bug types. Which is crazy.
Definitely.
Like, when you think Vikavolt, you don't think big CP. I don't know. It's crazy.
I mean, it has interesting typing. I don't think they will have a lot of niche in the Master League unless you are a more restricted meta when it comes down to it. I mean, Steel type still just basically bodies it forever. Ooh.
I will say, Mega Scizor will be interesting for the next Mega Cup with how prevalent Mega Gyarados is.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because I do think it very well counters a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think the bug type event had excellent spawns. I know a lot of people saw too many Weedles. I'm sorry for those people. But I think Venopedes were all over the place. Love that. A lot of really fun bugs to hunt. Grubbin wasn't super rare, so I didn't have that much trouble getting all the candies for it, especially with the bonuses for doing great throws and stuff like that. That was fantastic too.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, goodness, what the heck is going on with my nose today? All right.
It's because you didn't do your adventure in Sense Walk. It's bless you.
Well, you heard me, didn't hear me, so that's good. Anyway. Yeah, okay, so bug event, done and so. I'm gonna sneeze again before I finish off here. Pure letter allergic to Florida. Whittle up your nose. Oh my goodness. Oh no.
That's the last place I want to Weedle. Oh no.
So the Worlds event, again, is happening. It started today, actually, at 10 a.m. local time. Station and Summit Center are back in raids, which I'm still haven't been able to do that many stations, but I'll probably be working on that in the next few days anyways.
I've only seen Zamazenta too.
I
haven't
actually
seen a single.
I see like at least 4 gyms in my workplace, and then none of them got a legendary egg today. I'm like, what the f?
Wow. Yeah, I might have just been looking the other way whenever I saw a Zacian, but I swear every single raid I saw was a Zamazenta.
I know.
And I was like looking for Zacian today.
Oh yeah, definitely. Seichan being a wonderful Pokemon for the Master League. Definitely want to level 50 that if you can get a Hundo. Or close to a Hundo. I mean, it's not... Technically, of course...
functional.
Yeah, it's a functional Hundo. You can pretty much go about it if you have just a very good one anyways. But definitely level 51. It seemed that... It didn't seem at the beginning the Zacian or Samacenta were ever gonna do anything too crazy, but Zacian broke once again the status quo of everybody literally saying that this Pokemon wasn't good unless it get charms or something. But Zacian just breaking the barrier, PvP anywhere you go. So
Zacian don't care.
Zacian don't care, and that's of course the hero form, which it's not its true form when it comes down to it. Once you actually get the true form Zacian, boy oh boy, will that actually be a powerful thing to look into. But
oh my gosh, yeah.
So if anything, try to get your extra large candies. If you don't want to power up one, definitely keep at it. But again, the World Championships is also introducing the brand new World Pikachu, or World Star Pikachu, I guess you should call it. Very cool Pikachu, actually. I actually kind of want to hunt for it. I like the blue. I want a shiny of it if I can. But it's only on field research and raid, so get it while you can, if you can, of course. You can get it in the wild. What's up?
I think it is very smart to mention that it is what's it called? It's from the research Battle a Challenger, which I'm sure we're gonna mention a little bit more on that with the event.
Yeah,
like what's going on with those.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely. We're getting a little sidetracked when it comes out to it. But yeah, a lots of, like we were mentioning, a lot of spawns, PvP Pokemons. Nidoran. I completely blanked out of the Pokemon, so we actually got it.
Meditite. We're actually seeing Scraggy in the wild, which is fantastic.
If you're lucky.
Mudkip, which is just good in any league.
Bro, I saw a little snip of Swampert in all the leagues by the Pokemon Company, and you know who actually talked in that video? It was like a 2.5-minute video, and Speedy's Chiefs was actually the one talking about Sableye, or not Sableye, but Swampert.
I saw him talking about a Azumarill. And then they had a quote. I love that they had a bunch of quotes from a lot of the top battlers on Twitter.
Yeah.
And who did they get for Bastiodon? They got oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name right now. Caleb Ping. Caleb Ping. I love him. So it was hilarious to see him. He was like, you either want a shield advantage or switch advantage. If you have both, even better. And it's a picture of Bastiodon. I'm like, no!
Yeah.
That's my nightmare.
Yeah, like I said, Pokemon Go is actually at least promoting a lot of the world's PvP scene and everything. Day one of Pokemon Worlds was just out and about. It's been insane.
Phenomenal, man. Over 20,000 viewers for Pokemon Go.
And that's actually like surpassing BGC and TCG combined.
Yeah. It was double the TCG. Double at a lot of points.
It was actually double on the VGC too. Like the VGC, I think at one point the VGC had 10K viewers at one point, and then Pokemon Go had over 20 at one point, and I was like, what the F is going on over here?
Yeah, it was crazy to see the viewer base grow so much. I tuned in, just for a little while.
In the morning.
Maybe like 30 minutes. Yeah, I was so sleepy.
Yeah.
Tuned in, got the code, put it in, cried.
That's what she said.
Because it was out of date. and then I came back in, tuned in a little bit longer, got the code, finally worked. But yeah, we still got more time to use to get the codes.
Yeah. So what Chris is
presumably,
mentioning,
right?
what Chris is mentioning is that there is actually 2 codes. There are technically time gated. They're only by an hour every time the new code comes around. But of course, everybody on Twitter and their mothers are actually tweeting it out, anyways.
Yeah.
So in the scheme of things, you get a code, you get a special time research, which Chris and I are doing definitely. Which one of them it finishes when the World Championship ends, and then another one where it's in the next 13 days. Which, luckily enough, the 13-day one is the one that you actually get on the code, and then the World Championships time research is when you just I can't say the words. When the event started today, basically. So you have time to do it. Make sure you finish it up. Most of them is just doing a lot of battles and things like that, so it hasn't been too bad. But yeah, I mean, it's overall the game, the whole vibe of the worlds have been just incredible. There's 2 days, I think, of double elimination, and then we'll cut to the top 8 before Sunday. And then after that, I think we're basically done after the event ends, if I remember correctly. Sunday we'll have some special closing ceremonies. The opening ceremonies though for the whole World Championship was actually insane. I actually liked it very much, and that's because they show like the most prevalent Pokemon in VGC and all that, and Pokemon's even in what they use in like so you see like cutouts of Garchomp and Tyranitar and Salamence, and then all of a sudden you just see a Pachirisu just trying to hold his ground, and I'm like, okay.
Oh my god.
If you guys don't know, there was a time in Worlds where Pachirisu actually won the World Tournament, and it was insane. Everybody went bananas. But either way, we're getting it again. A lot sidetracked. Worlds happening right now. If you can watch it, great. It usually starts around 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, our time. So watch it when you can. Really good to watch. Really, a lot of strategy comes around. You don't want to miss if you don't want to. Make sure you get the codes. And yeah, just do what you can. I mean, just by supporting the way that we watch Pokemon Go PvP, it just makes it a lot easier for PvP what it is. Now, let's go ahead and talk about a little bit of news. I know we've been ranting around for the last half an hour, but you know what? I'm ready for a little bit of news when it comes to it. Now, I did say we don't have a lot of news going on right now. Most of them will talk more worlds when it comes down in the PvP section. But today's research topics are as follow. First and foremost, if you haven't redeemed your next Prime Gaming accessories, if you have Prime Game, make sure you do. It's out there. Redeem the code. You get a little bit of items here and there. I'm sure Chris is doing that right now because he wants to.
Yeah.
And then again, the exclusive time research, which we did mention just a bit ago, which again you can start it at any time throughout the week. You get encounters with depending on the teams you choose, and you have 3 different teams to choose from, which is Galarian, Stunfisk, Drapion, and Jellicent. And then we got our options of teams when it comes down to it. So team 1, which I believe is the Galarian Stunfisk, is the Aridos, Pelipper, and Galarian Stunfisk that you can encounter. All PvP grade Pokemons, or Ultra League Pokemons too. Team 2 will have Skarmory, Swampert, and Drapion. And then Team 3 will have Talonflame, Venusaur, and Jellicent. Again, super powerful Pokemons. They're definitely going to be researched like PvP IVs, but you can still use them even if they are in the high IVs. Actually, my Talonflame and Venusaur were both 96. With 13 attack each. So
Dear Lord. Yeah, my Pokemon were not that good.
So I don't know.
I literally saw the Swampert and I was like, yeah, you're gone.
And that's, of course, if you also get the time research when it comes down to it. So make sure you tune in. Again, one bad idea. So again, not a lot of news when it comes down to it in the end of the day. So I guess we can actually get into our PvP section right now, Chris, because we got a lot to talk about in the PvP section. So get good, get right, here we go.
Yeah, it's that kind of week.
It definitely is. And it's the first time I think we've been into a PvP section this early in the week in this podcast anyways. So let's run down the list. First and foremost, GBL. We're in the Grey League with the Fighting Cup, even though it was the Flying Cup when it was actually released the first time around. Have you done any Fighting Cup, Chris?
No.
No.
I will say it's kind of intimidating looking at Fighting Cup when I see people using like Hakamo and Buzzwole, especially Buzzwole, because I don't have one yet. and correct me if I'm wrong, but you can only get a Buzzwole for Fighting Cup if you were at GoFest, not just because you can only get it at GoFest so far, but because even when they do release it worldwide, we're still gonna get it above 1,500. Right?
Yes. So I'm not sure how high it would be. I haven't seen the CPs when it comes down to the level 25 rate ones, I guess, or level 20 rates. When it comes to level 15, you get under 1,500, but it is what it is. Going into PvP real quick to actually show Pokemon in the PvP on the Fighting Cup. Habakamo, Sneasel, or Sneasel, which is the Hisuian version of Sneasel. Buzzwole, Hitmonchan Shadow, Toxicroak, Kamo, Machamp, Surface Throw. I have not used any of this. I have used my Heracross, my Hitmonchan regular, and my Toxicroak. And I won all my battles so far. People are like, Heracross, what is this doing here? It's like, let me hit you with that, like, Mega Horn, actually. It's like, but, it just really depends. Hitmonchan definitely could be bad for me if I don't do so correctly. But Toxicroak always a top pick no matter how much it is. So again, Hakamo and other things like that. If you're lucky, you have to find one anyway. So
yeah, Toxicroak just covers so much between ground and poison.
I've seen people even use like, I don't know, Blaziken and things like that. I'm like,
yeah.
But
I'm in danger. Looking at your bug fighting thing. Oh no.
Yeah, I know, right? So, in the end of the day, it just really depends on what you want to use it, and it's one of those fun metas.
Yeah, it's definitely a really fun one. I know a lot of people like this cup a lot more than Flying Cup.
Yeah,
because it doesn't feel as rock paper scissors. I feel like compared to Amoga, Aerodactyl, Skarmory.
Yeah,
they were very clear winners. But for this cup, I feel like it's not as black and white as it was with those cups.
Yeah, a lot of people are also saying that Hamako having more Dragon type moves actually benefits the meta, but that's the reason why it's at the 93.9 score in PvP rankings.
Yeah.
But of course, fighting a dragon is always going to be interesting when it comes down to it. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I understand the recordings of it and everything. So far, I've been having fun. The reason why I've been doing them, of course, because there are some research out there that wants me to do battles. But I'm happy with that anyways. So that's GPL. Then we're talking Worlds once again. I know but again, this is a more PvP center-like podcast today, so deal with it. My favorite fighting type Pokemon, definitely Heracross, just because I got a rank 1 right now.
Dude, we really got blessed with it thanks to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, just because Pokemon Go in PvP, I feel like I definitely have a strong I want to say attraction, but that's not the right word.
Right.
I have a strong love for Medicham. Oh my gosh.
Medicham was, I want to say, at least in the story of everything, like the Boulder Cup, we used Medicham, right? I think we were using a couple of fighting types in there.
He literally used to be the best of the best.
Oh yeah. And I remember getting my Honda Medicham, and I was like, yeah, boy, I'm coming for this medals and everything.
Oh no! Not those words after what I said. Oh no!
Yeah, boy. So.
I'm blushing.
But yeah, Medichan, I'm still have it. I mean, like the Medichan that I have is actually, I will never get rid of it when it comes out to it. Let's admit.
Yeah, it's still good. I mean, like even the difference between a perfect versus the new extra large, extra chunky Medicham isn't like it's not like crazy. I mean, like obviously, extra large Pokemon are gonna have that benefit of being extra thick, but it's still more about the Pokemon than the extra large at the end of the day, in my opinion. But yeah, not thinking about that too much. The fighting Pokemon, if you want to compete in Fighting Cup, there are a ton of them in the wild right now. Between Machop, Meditite, definitely Scraggy, but he's like the worst pick you could use, in my opinion, for Fighting Cup.
Oh yeah, you get destroyed.
A fighting type that's weak to
Fighting type. I know, right? Oh man. Yeah. Don't use Scraggy,
yeah,
please. Crafting.
Yeah, unless you're doing it to help us. Like I don't know. If you want to be a freebie kind of guy, yeah, be a freebie kind of guy.
Going for the Elo. Anyways. But yeah, that's GBL. That's the Fighting Cup. Again, just do what you can. That's all they really ask for. Now, again, we're talking Worlds. Funny enough, and actually interesting enough, the beginning, I think, of the Worlds announcements, or even a day before, they did announce the next regionals and invitationals for the 2023 season. And lo and behold, Pokemon Go is part of it, the 2023 season. So we know Pokemon Go is going to be popular moving forward, PvP wise, and hopefully going to keep on staying in that regard when it comes down to it. Maybe shiny patch up? Nope. Okay, never mind. So let's run to the numbers. Of course, we have the junior division, senior division, and master division. Tells you when you're eligible in each one of those areas. The 2023 TCG Championship Series is also being announced. The VGC, Pokemon Go Series, Unite, and the event schedule and travel awards. So to start off, the North American Regional Championship schedule from September 16th to the 28th. Baltimore regionals are happening, and it will be a TCG and Pokemon Go. No VGC, no Unite or anything like that, which is interesting. Then we go over to Peoria Regional Championship on September 29. Again, TCG and Go are going to be part of those. Salt Lake City regionals are happening from October 14th to the 16th. So we're moving right along, guys. Like we're moving right along to the next season for sure. Moment world ends, it's like you get like a month's rest and then go back to PvPing. Then December 2nd to the 4th, we have Toronto regionals in, of course, Canada. December 16th to the 18th, we do have the Arlen Regional Championships in Arlen, Texas. We have January 6th to the 8th, so we're going into the next year, of course. San Diego Regionals in San Diego, California. The February 3rd to the 5th, we have the Florida Regional Championships in Orange County Convention Center, which is in Orlando, Florida. Chris, we're going, right?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, that's not a bad drive, and I have a friend that's in Orlando, so hey man, I'll take a few days off.
We gotta compete, brother. We gotta compete,
dude. Yeah, this year they canceled the Florida regionals, so,
and that was unfortunate because I believe the company and the Florida law weren't seeing eye to eye, which kind of sucks.
It was unfortunate.
Yeah, but we were really planning of going this year, mostly because we were actually, unfortunately, too
busy boys.
Yeah. But this one seems pretty prominent to hopefully happen. Again, it's next year, so we have plenty of months to actually plan it out if we need to get through. Moving along, of course, February 24th to 26th, we do have the Knoxville Regionals in Knoxville, Tennessee. March 10th to the 12th, Vancouver. March 24th to the 26th, Charlotte. 31st to the 2nd of April for Wayner Regionals, I think it's called. May 5th to the 7th, Portland Regionals. May 19th to the 21st, our Heart of Regionals. And then 16th to the 18th of next year will be Wisconsin Regionals. Of course, each one of them will have Pokemon TCG and Pokemon Go. Most of them having more Pokemon Go. Actually, Pokemon Go is literally in every single one of them. So
That's super cool to see, honestly.
definitely, that means the interest is actually kind of high when it comes down to it. And then, of course, there's European and Latin America regional schedules happening in different other parts of the world. If you want to see more of that, definitely check out the Pokemon proper website. And in the end of the day. So there's also the International Championship schedule, which it will happen in different times of the 2023 season. Latin America will be located in Brazil for their invitational international championship. February 23rd or February of 2023 we'll have the Oceania regionals or international. Sorry, I got talk now. April of 2023 we'll have the Europe. In June we'll have the North America. I think I know when I'm taking my vacation. When it comes down to it. But yeah, those are the first things. Very exciting to see Pokemon Go in the grand stage. And we'll definitely keep you updated more as days go by when it comes down to it. I wanted to get I wanted to have like a PvP talk, but we kind of already did that throughout the entire podcast today. What's the best things like course of action, but we can definitely get more when it comes down to it. We have a whole week of talking about this. We're pretty much going to be talking about it probably next podcast too, so we'll get to it when we get to it. Also, my nose is just killing me right now for some reason.
I'm super excited to see Pokemon Go in the spotlight. I mean, I've been saying this since even the first regionals were happening for Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
So it's super, super awesome seeing it with this kind of spotlight on it. People keep saying, "Oh, people still play that game," while there's 20,000 people watching. Like, come on, like, get out of here.
Yeah, no. Oh, it's great.
Yeah, PvP monster right there, boy.
The first Scraggy I see all day, I believe. But yeah. But yes, definitely. And it comes down to it. PvP Pokemon is becoming more prevalent now in the whole community. So we're happy about it. Oh my god! What the hell is this IVs?
I gotta see. I'm a second behind. Please! What the? Oh my gosh!
What?
You're not kidding.
What?
Dude, this man really just caught a 0-15-15 Scraggy.
Jesus! Let me check on that. I don't know. I don't.
Why? Why does he get these things in front of me, guys? Why?
It's a 99.7 in Grey League rank 12. And of course you need the Hundo for the other one, but holy Jesus.
I am so jealous. I mean, happy for you. I'm very happy for you.
I'm just like, what the F, bro? How the hell did that even happen?
Dude, what a home spawn.
Indeed.
I'll be there in 5 minutes, even though you're 20 minutes away.
Well, I don't know. It might actually give us like an hour timer or something. So you better come, brother. You better come.
Oh my god! If I didn't work tomorrow, I definitely would. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I know, right? But that was actually kind of insane. Somebody clip that if you can, because that we're talking all PvP and we get a PvP mon just happening to be a rank 12 Scraggy. Jump trans in the chat that we're there in a few hours. I think everybody just wants to come to my house now.
Yeah, let's have a pogo party.
I know, right? That was hilarious. That was actually kind of hilarious. Hey, shiny Mark Kibolwin. Okay, never mind.
Oh my gosh!
Wow, that was.
We think about that all night.
Somebody, please clip that. I want to see it. I want to actually share it. That was hilarious. Anyhow, with all the excitement, of course, happening there, let's talk a little bit of fractions now that we have a little bit of time here.
Yeah.
So, take it away. This is your moment.
I mean, pretty much all we did was we found out a little bit about the metas. I haven't had too much time to look at it because I don't think that I don't think the ones I really am gonna do change too much. Except I know a lot of people are screaming about the dragons not being allowed in timeless because Kingdra was rampant.
Right.
But I guess we can talk about that a little bit. The different changes in the metas.
Yeah.
Because if you're not in a group, a faction, you don't know about this really. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be put into one of the field metas. If I had to get put into one, I'm assuming two of our teammates are probably already gonna want timeless because it is one of the more fun groups. But I wouldn't be opposed to working the other ones. What they tried to do is change the metas so they're more fun to play around instead of seeing the same Pokemon. That's why we're seeing things like dragons getting taken out of timeless. For Primeval, we're seeing dark, dragon, electric, ice, rock, and we're seeing a bunch of fatties in there. Oh my gosh. We're seeing a big old squirrel, which I'm forgetting his name, Snorlax, Munchlax, Lickitung, Castform, Tapu Fini, Melodic, Arbok, and Sceptile are free reign. So they're allowed in there even though they're not of that typing.
Yeah.
Of the typings listed. There's no megas, no shadows, no fighting types, no steels, no ground types. There's no Alolan Ninetales, no Obstagoon, no Raichu, no
Walner.
no Walrein.
Right.
Yeah, no Umbreon, no Dugong, no Regirock, thank goodness. No Lycanroc, no Crustle, no Dragalge, no Pachirisu, no Abomasnow, no Sableye, no Drapion, and is that
Galarian Moltres.
Oh, that makes sense. So I do think that's a very fun meta. I gotta look more into it. I think if I had to pick one, it might actually be Primeval. I kind of like the name too. But Timeless is a very, very fun one. I'm not really sure.
So it says right here that timeless field meta will have allow Pokemons of the generations 1 through 5. It says pick one starter Pokemon, any evolution, no shadows. The bands are of course Mega, Shadows, Legendaries, Mythical, Dragon, Fairy, Fighting, Flying, Normal, Steel, Psychic, Umbreon, Sableye, Drapion, Nidoqueen, Welner, and Pachirisu. Note, it says that starter Pokemon exempt from the type restrictions. All Pokemon might be selected from Gen 1 through 5.
I'm just going to say really quick, actually, maybe I should keep it a secret for my squad.
Definitely.
There is a certain Pokemon with a certain move that I think is going to be OP because literally nothing resists it.
Right.
Maybe after we do the first... you know what? Yeah, I love you guys so much. It's Razor Leaf Shiftry. That thing is a monster. I used it in Timeless even when Kingdra was a thing.
Right.
People were not expecting it. I'm not a fan of Razor Leaf normally, but for this meta, it's a monster.
All right, there you go.
It's a monster.
There you go.
So
Secret tech right there, guys. Secret tech.
Yeah.
And then there's the Sorcerer's Cup also, all again on the Great League meta. And we have the Allow Fairy, Ice, Normal, Poison, Psychic type Pokemons. The bands are going to be the Megas. Pokemon base with the Stardust cost of second move of 75 or more. So anything over 75 or things like that cannot be used in this meta. prior to any savings from the Purified cost or the extra cost for shadows or anything like that. Steel types, Dugong, Obstagoon, Welner, Diggersby, Lickitung, Nidoqueen, Hisuian, Allfish, Overquill? Oh, Quillfish. Well, Allfish.
Yeah.
Quillfish, Overquill, Wobbuffet, Medichance, Cecil, Litleo, Pyro, and Kalina Articuno, which again is those Pokemons are it's so hard to find them. You basically need to ban them because if you even have one, it could actually destroy everybody else.
Exactly. Like Purelighter would be screaming if he had to face a Galarian Moltres.
Definitely. Now, of course, that is the restrictions of the Great League teams, and of course the Seal Fractions field metas. When it comes down to it, Great League or Open Great League will have things to the restriction. It says right here. For Great League, the restriction list for teams has been reduced. Specialists will now be able to choose one Pokemon from the restricted list, which has been shortened as follow. The restricted list will be Registeel, Wailner, Galarian Stunfisk, Medichance, Nebula, and Trevenant. So the more prevalent meta Pokemons when it comes down to it. No changes to the Ultra Leagues, which I'm kind of surprised. But we'll see. We'll probably get more information about that soon. There is some information about the Master League, which I'll be competing on. This is my time to shine. This is comes as follow from the Silt Arena Fractions.
I expect big things, man.
Mega Pokemon will be usable in the Master League Specialist. Throughout in limited capacity as we test powerful strength of Mega Pokemon. The Master League restriction list or restricted list has been updated and also includes Mega Venusaur, Mega Charizard X, and Mega Blastoise. In addition, Mega Beedrill will be usable in this league, but as an unrestricted pick. So my specialist, at least when it comes down to it, specialists can pick a maximum of 3 from the restriction list below. So restricted list, as you guys probably know, it's gonna be a lot of Pokemon, so legendary Pokemon when it comes down to it. Mewtwo, Ho-Ho, Lugia, Kyogre, Groudon, Dialga, Palkia, Giratina Alter, Giratina Origin, Landorus Incarnate, Landorus Therian, Zekrom, Yveltal, Buzzwole, Zacian, Melton, Mew, Violetta, Saru, Mega Venusaur, Mega Charizard X, and Mega Blastoise. Now, you may think, oh, we're having Megas in the specialist. We're only gonna have 3, and this is just to test the waters. Well, when it comes down to it. However, you cannot have
technically 4.
Technically 4, yes. And it's actually kind of interesting because you can choose Mega Beedrill to be a part of your team, but you can, if you want to, you can also have a restricted meta Mega Charizard X or something. Now, I think I know why they don't want to actually put Mega Charizard Y in this meta just yet. Because we know it can either destroy a Kyogre at full health if it wanted to. So, definitely a Pokemon that is forward to look out for. A lot of strategies comes around the Master League, knowing that you only have 3 to choose from. Many people can go with the core meta destroyers like Melmetal. It's definitely something that they can destroy everything. Kyogre, Dialga, Mewtwo. Mewtwo is a prevalent Pokemon. We haven't seen many of those already. We have enough extra large candy for this. However, there's no restrictions to the level, so you can power up to level 50. Something that a lot of people are still kind of wary of using and things like that. Maybe not a lot of people are able to power up to level 50, but the advantage is there if you know how to use it. However, that's because you have a level 50 Pokemon doesn't mean that you are probably to lose to a level 40 Pokemon or a level 4 Pokemon lose to the 50.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes down to it. So that CP hires doesn't matter as long as you have a good Pokemon to battle with. As for the Megas, again, Mega Venusaur, Mega Charizard X, and Mega Blastoise, Mega Beedrill being unrestricted. Having this potential, you can pick all 3 if you want to. Of course, you won't have more room for anything else. You have to pick with other stuff that you have in the Master League. We have things like Metagross or Togekiss, things that are not restricted in this meta. But still shows that if you want to pick them, you remember you can only Mega Evolve 1 at a time. So
yeah, that would be kind of hilarious to see somebody only choose the Megas and they're like, "Hey man, sorry, I gotta back out. I gotta Mega Evolve a different Pokemon."
I'm gonna right,
oh,
and
no.
I'm gonna give it like a little inside of my brain right now when it comes down to Mega Beedrill. You think the Mega Beedrill may not actually have a good niche in the Master League meta, but you also have to remember it has Drill Drone, which is a pseudo ground type move, can destroy things like Dialga if you go against it, and you can pretty much tank some of the Dragon Breath when it comes down to it. Melmetal is also very prevalent, so Drill Drone is actually super. Again, it's a community move, but it's still powerful as it is, and you get quickly. You basically go quickly on it, and it's still unrestricted. So you can. I think that I'm gonna be able to choose Mega Beedrill as my Mega, while still choose 3 unrestricted Pokemon or 3 restricted Pokemon for my meta itself, and able to craft a team in the Master League using going forward that way.
I will say, Mega Beedrill could go up against any fairy type and be very oppressive and basically farm them down. Because it resists a lot of Zacian's move, which is very rough. It could basically farm down a Primarina.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely very interested to see how it plays out. Because you'd look at it and laugh as a pick.
Yeah, no, definitely. And we'll see again how the meta actually goes through. It can even destroy a Togekiss if it wants to. You just need to know how to use it in itself. Now, I could talk more about Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise. They all have a good niche if you know how to work around them. Venusaur, I do feel like it's the lesser peak, even though it's still a good Mega. Its moves doesn't really do much against probably most of the meta out there, especially Steel types and Fairy types. It can probably destroy a Mewtwo if it wants to, but again, it can get destroyed by any Steel types out there, and it doesn't have anything that really destroys Steel types or at least covers Steel types in that sense. So that would be my third, last big kind of thing that I would choose against the Megas. Mega Charizard X still have an edge. It does take away his double resistance or double weakness to Rock, so you don't have to worry about Rock Slides from Melmetal when it comes down to it. However, you do have to watch out for the Dragon types in the meta. Even though Giratina Alter and even Dialga can do well with the Dragon Breath ability on it, and then of course gets destroyed by Dragon Claw or any other moves. However, it does have powerful moves, Blast Burn and Dragon Claw, which can actually do well in that regard. Blastoise, it still has Blastoise, or at least Mega Blastoise in itself, can have a niche if you know how to use it well. It doesn't have that many great moves, especially fast moves that will charge off its moves pretty quickly. So you really need to know how to use it properly at the end of the day. So if Venusaur is the lesser pick, I want to say Blastoise is even a lesser pick on that point. We haven't really seen much about it. But it could still be something hidden that people just don't know until they use it themselves. It's very tanky. It's super tanky. So if you really want to use it, maybe as a safe swap could actually be something that you can really use. But again, it just depends on how well you can charge up to his move. I believe it has a community move, Hydro Cannon. I don't know if it gets Surf, it gets Ice Beam, and something else, but I'm not entirely sure when it comes down to it. So it doesn't have a lot of coverage in the end of the day.
I don't think Skull Bash would be too prevalent, really, except for fighting a Kyogre.
Right.
Like that, you know?
I mean, Skull Bash does give you the boost of the defense when you use it, but getting to it, it's really not a niche in its moveset. So
yeah.
So again, do what you can, do what you see. I'm definitely strategizing a lot of different teams in my brain thanks to this type of restrictions. So in the end of the day, we'll see when it comes down to it.
I'm definitely looking forward to definitely looking forward to seeing my man wipe the floor in Master League. Oh my gosh, I'm actually very excited.
We'll see. Yeah, I'm very excited too. All right, so oh my goodness, if anybody's seeing the stream, I'm sorry for all the sneezing, but I can't help it. Anyhow, Jesus, my nose.
See, he was trying to get rid of me because he's allergic to me, guys.
Oh my god. Anyhow, I could go on, but I'm definitely going to give you updates when I can. In the end of the day. Alright, so with that being said, I do believe we have everything that we wanted to talk about today, Chris.
I just wanted to mention really quick,
Yes.
for Adventure Incense, if you haven't been, you really want to walk in a straight line if possible.
Yes.
So I mean, like we have a straight and narrow area by us, by a river. I definitely want to test it out because I keep averaging about 24 walking in like a circle, and Pure Lighter gets like 27 around where he lives.
Right.
So I would very much like to test out walking in a straight line to see, if I can get closer to that, 27, even 30 if possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because yeah, that would be insane.
Yeah. No, definitely. Good. Good. Good advice when it comes down to it at the end of the day. That at least gives you the more spawns in the end of the day. I did get 27 at one point just by doing the walk around my neighborhood, but you gotta time it pretty quickly and pretty well anyway. So either how,
A while to me, man.
yeah. Either how, power walk is probably the best way about it. But if you really want to maximize the spawns, if you really only care about one or two things, then just walk normally and you'll get your 20 spawns, which are still a pretty good amount of spawns anyway. So, all right. With that being said, of course, we do have our question of the week this week. Since we're talking all PvP like stuff, I wanted to ask the question: have you ever tried or attended any PvP like events in the past? GPL, local community, Silt Arena fractions, or even any of the regionals out there. What was your experience like? Let us know, of course, in our Twitter, which we'll talk about in just a second. Purified Podcast, definitely. I believe ours are pretty set forward, of course, since we talk PvP that way.
Yeah.
So we're happy about to come about, and we met that way anyway. So.
Yeah, I think I even talked about megas before too on the podcast. Megas, we haven't seen a lot of those.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we had one at GoFest.
Yeah.
So, very excited to see those again. So I'm very happy with this question.
Yeah, definitely. With that being said, anything else that we can cover or say, Chris?
Not that I can think of. Let's just get ready to crown somebody a winner in Pokemon Go, buddy. Oh my gosh.
I'm actually going to put the Twitter right now, and I see first time through saying it's like when Chris and Luis talked about in-person race and their podcast recording tonight. The podcast is like, and the thing here is probably hilarious. Let me just show you two guys. So. We can only get 4 people in person race. 4, I can barely get 3. It's like, shoot, you're barely getting 2 people. It's like, you guys better people to show up for a race. Oh my god,
first time me post and they running. No.
That is hilarious. Thank you so much, Andrew. All right, with that being said, guys, thank you so much for listening and coming into the podcast stream, of course. If you want to listen to more of us, we do have the podcast services feeds: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, any of those places. Wonderful people to work. If you can leave us a review, we would greatly appreciate it. It will helps us a lot. Our social media for sure is Purified Podcast, which you just saw. Pure Letter Go and Pokemon Trigger Please. That is PKNN Trigger Please. You can email us anything if you want to email us anything from our question of the week or anything like that. PurifiedPodcast@gmail.com. You can also just tell us about your day. We don't mind really. Join our Discord if you want to see us more. We talk all things Pokemon Go, Pokemon main series, anything like that. And don't forget to check us out at the PurifiedPodcast.com, the Professor Network. With that being said, Chris, with the excitement of PvP today, take us away for the night.
All right. With Pokemon Go getting this much spotlight on it, you can only expect more for the future. I'm expecting big things. A lot more eyes getting looked at us means there's going to be a lot more possibilities, for collaborations and everything in the future. I feel like
yes.
Just with Niantic. So. Yeah, hope you guys are very excited for the future Pokemon Go. I am. The spawns right now are insane. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing Pure Lighter dominate the Master League in the factions coming up. So, cheer us on, and we'll bring home the W for you guys. Okay, peace out. Have a good one. See you guys next week.
Keep purifying them, everybody. We'll see you guys next time.